Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 158 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series. And do not worry, I cleaned up my inventory a tiny bit. We have some more space here, but today we are going to go ahead and continue Living World Season 3 with the second episode of Rising Flames. Taimi has another task for you, one of extreme importance to the war on the Elder Dragons. Help her with her research as she tries to nail down how best to deal with them. We can use the gates in Radisum to travel to Ratanovis, because as we know from the Heart of Thorns story and also from last episode, Taimi is stationed out in Ratanovis, and we're going to go ahead and meet up with her as we continue our quest against the Elder Dragons, because we do know at the end of the last episode of Living World Season 3, Taimi caught us on the communication device to inform us that Primordus is active. And back down to the same surrogate that will take us to Taimi's game. Very interesting story mission that I am very excited for as we head into an episode of Living World Season 3 that I am very excited for. Living World Season 3 as a whole is just an incredibly exciting season, and there's so much to love about it. But we have the console here where we did the little game, and I don't think we have to do it again since we already attuned ourselves to it.
Final phase complete. Passcode accepted. Gate relay 04687. Activated.
Let's go ahead and go through the Asura gate here, where we will be sent to Taimi's Dragon Lab that she is hiding from everyone else. And we have Ridlock Brimstone right here.
Please tell me there was some sort of calculations error. Primordus is really active.
An error? You think I made it? Hey, good to see you too.
Sorry. I didn't think we'd be dealing with another dragon so soon.
About that, I have some good news and bad news.
What's the bad news?
Great idea. Good news first. Ha! Feast your eyes and blindfolds on this.
Different tile on the ground. Impressive.
No, this is another one of Ratanovis' secrets I discovered. Stand there and you'll be ported to this crazy simulation room the Novans developed but never finished.
And you finished it?
Well, no, I couldn't, figure it out.
What's that?
I couldn't figure it out, okay? Just so happens to fall outside my giant, incredibly deep pool of knowledge. Whatever, it works now. I called in Moto, an Asura with some experience in that realm. He got it up and running for me.
What's it do?
It can process numerous experimental theories, but the Ratanovans developed it to test themselves against various Primordus minions. Want to check it out?
Sure. It'll be helpful to find out what we're about to go up against.
Perfect! It'll also help me run some numbers and see what the room's capable of.
And we can see that Taimi didn't mention the bad news just yet, but Moto came in to work on this project with Taimi, which is incredibly exciting because we know Moto as the creator of the Super Adventure box. We can go ahead and interact with this, and we can enter a very, very cool room where we are in a simulation area.
Okay, wave 1 incoming, folks!
Ready, Ridlock?
It's fake fighting. How hard can it be?
I'll note any patterns or specific attacks I see while you're taking care of business. They'll only help us out when we face the real deal.
So level 1, kill the destroyers. We have some small destroyer crabs. We also have an achievement here. Complete the instance without being defeated. We'll see if we get that. Should probably not stand in the fire. That's an age-old classic. Guild Wars 2 always has the mechanics that you see in many other games, but there's also mechanics unique to Guild Wars 2 that we'll have to deal with here and there. I think with each episode, as we progress further and further into the game, we see new ideas added to the game with every update, with new mechanics and boss fights and just systems you have to interact with. So as we progress further and further, the entire game becomes more complex.
When do you ever sleep?
No time for that, Commander. It was one thing going against Mordremoth. Of course, you want to save the planet, being Asura and facing Primordus.
Well, I hope you know we're all behind you. I thought we had our hands full with Cardicus and Lazarus, but I think we can squeeze in a quick trip to the Shiver Peaks to take down a dragon.
Well, there's a little more I haven't told you yet. According to what I documented, Primordus is awake. You know this. But here's the more part. It's moved! tunneled its way down to the Fire Islands, south of Maguma.
If we know where it is now, let's just go knock on its door and give it a welcome basket.
Why did it move?
I posit Mordremoth's death and the subsequent magic release must have jump-started Primordus. And then, with a lot of energy pooling in the south, what better place to feed?
So it relocated. To get more powerful. Great.
Here comes a second wave of destroyers. We have the larger crabs that we can go ahead and deal with. Kind of interesting that we're fighting destroyer crabs, and we might be fighting some destroyers in an area where there might be some crabs on an island chain. Kill this one. And then we kind of just want to keep kiting them ever so slightly as the room fills up with the fire. It looks like the big ones don't put the fire down on the ground. So we can kill these three really quickly so they're all right there. And then we can pull this one across the fire. Ultimately, they're all pretty easy to deal with. Nothing too challenging here. Have a big explosion and freeze them. Kind of an interesting concept to freeze things that are on fire.
So while we have the time, there's something else I need to tell you. Just a tiny bit more. It's the bad news part.
Go on.
You ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. Maybe you should sit down. No, stand. Stay standing. Okay, here it is. Jormag is also active.
What? How can you be sure? I thought most of this tech was focused on Primordus.
Bram sent a letter from the Shiver Peaks.
What did it say?
Jormag is active, Bram. He's a Norn of few words.
2 dragons at once.
Yeah, but there's a silver lining. Neither one has gone all Mordremoth on us. Well, so far. There's such an excess of energy out there, all the old rulebooks are being rewritten. Oh look! The next wave is ready.
That seems out of place.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Primordus doesn't have monkey minions. Unless they've somehow changed. A lot.
Ugh, that Moto! I left him alone with the room's code for 2 minutes.
The destroyer of bananas. And I love this so much. I think this is really the only time in Guild Wars 2 where we fight a Super Adventure Box minion outside of the Super Adventure Box.
Simulation timey.
You still don't have the high score. That belongs to Cammy, one of the Fire Island's raiding party leaders. She's super tough though, so...
Another Asura in here? I thought you were keeping all this secret.
I had to let Cammy in on it. A, she's cool, don't worry. And B, someone had to watch our backs while Moto and I got this thing up and running.
You already have people in the Fire Islands?
I have some more, let's say, trusted associates there setting up a gate and scouting. But Flaunt really organized the whole operation. Primordus's movement was something I purposely let slip. It's good because it keeps him out of my ears for a little while, and it also makes him feel like a big shot.
Only 16 years old and you're puppet mastering one of your superiors. Admirable and a little unsettling, Timey.
I'll soon roll you all! Oh, sorry, was the comb open for that? Big bad coming up?
Some people do think Timey will one day become dictator of Tyria. We have a massive destroyer crab here, potentially our final boss. Where there are some other minions where we have some large destroyers here that we can deal with. And some smaller ones around. Let's try to kill these. And then there's 2 more left right here. And there we go.
Good job! You generated a ton of data for me to sift through. This room could probably run any simulation I can dream up. As soon as I get Moto in here again to debug it, come on out.
Outside of a few monkey anomalies, the room was very impressive. Next time you'll have to program in some Jormag minions. Any idea what's happening with the other Elder Dragons?
Nothing on Krakatoa can ditto for... Oh, what's his name? Brain malfunction, starts with an S.
What about a weakness? All this machinery has to be good for something.
Why Why don't you channel some patience from the mists there, Tribune? A whole civilization of brilliant Asura couldn't find it. But yeah, I got this in 5 minutes.
Maybe if you were as open with your research as you were with your mouth, you'd have cracked it by now.
You're going to lecture me on openness? Remind me again what happened to you in the mists. Oh, that's right, Zipper Lips.
Okay, we're all on the same team here. But, have you made any progress?
Only a few huge leaps. First, remember my chalk organ?
The horribly disgusting body part of an even more horribly disgusting giant bug that you keep in the despicable blighting pod fluid? Yes, I remember, despite desperately trying to forget.
I named it Spencer.
And it's somehow more disturbing.
Don't listen to him, Spence. Anyway, I discovered why ley energy is different when run through him, and it's paradigm shifting. The chalk feed off ley energy, right? And we know that each dragon has a domain when it comes to their magic. Zaitan's was death, obviously. Well, you know what's guaranteed to give a chalk a bad stomachache? Death magic. Spencer filters death out of ley energy.
So, magic is almost like light, broken up into a spectrum.
That's a perfect way to think about it. Magic as we know it is like white light, composed of all the different types of dragon magic. I'm gonna go down in Asuran history logs for this discovery.
As much as I love discussing minutia, how does this help us?
I don't know yet, but I will. I'll never sleep again. Now, I'm sure you're anxious to try out your moves against the real thing in the Fire Islands, so let's head back to the main lab.
So much going on there, but I just want to point out, Timey mentioning the Elder Dragon whose name starts with an S, and we don't really know what the full name is at this current point in the story from a player point of view. But back to the main lab.
Ridlock Brimstone.
That's tribune to you, soldier.
Not anymore, it's not. You've ignored numerous requests from the Black Citadel to account for your time in the mists and explain this new magic. Thus, you've been stripped of your rank and are hereby charged with dereliction of duty.
You're to come with us, Ridlock, sir. And if I don't...
We've been authorized to use force.
But we'd hate to cause a scene. I'm sure you would, pup. Getting this assignment, you two must either be the best warriors in the Iron Legion, or the ones with the worst luck. So...
Top of my class.
But it's starting to feel like both.
Ridlock?
It's okay, Commander. I'll straighten this out. It appears I underestimated the Citadel's response. Hope you enjoy the medal I'm earning you today, soldier. You get to return with Ridlock Brimstone in tow. Without a fight? Depends on my travel accommodations. You can have my seat.
Come on, Vicon. You gonna groom him too?
Sorry I'll miss out on all the fun, Commander. I'll catch up with you as soon as I'm able.
Well, looks like I'm headed to the Fire Islands solo.
Sorry, I'd join you, but I just haven't had many moments to work on Scruffy 2.0. Plus, I need to start experimenting on the thing I told you about and the thing about the new thing, findings...
I understand.
Help! Someone help!
Wendell, what happened?
The Fire Islands! Our party! Lost! We shouldn't have strayed from the main outposts! Cammy held them off as long as she could, but...
No! Did she make it?
No. They changed, Timey. The destroyer's there.
Changed. How?
Like Risen. And Mordrum. Unstoppable.
Risen and Mordrum? What do you mean?
They're not like they were. Different attacks. A different... feel. I don't...
It's okay, it's okay. Take him away and get him some care.
What do you think that all meant?
Not sure. He could have... Of course! It's like you said about the monkey. They changed. That's why Mordrumoff was able to... The Mordrum, Commander?
What about them?
The ones who came from the blighting pods. Mordremoth had its minions, the Sylvari, right? But it was able to create more, new ones from the dead. That power came from Zaitan. Killing Zaitan caused the other dragons to absorb the death spectrum, but we only saw it in Mordremoth because it was active. Then we killed Mordremoth, and now Primordus has absorbed some of the death and plantiness. I think.
Can we test that theory? I'll go and get you a sample from these new destroyers.
That'd be amazing, Commander. Be careful and let me know what you find.
An insane theory that shows so much about the other dragons, and let's try to prove it by getting a sample from the Fire Island chains as we head into Ember Bay. An absolutely incredible moment with an incredible piece of loading screen art that we can see, and we have completed Timey's game, where we are now in the Ring of Fire, which is crazy. We also got this reward here, and we have a Bill right over here who we can chat with.
Commander, welcome to the Fire Islands.
Apt name for such a place. I'm surprised anything can survive here. Can you give me a status report?
We're still assessing, but our preliminary findings are troubling. Primordus' arrival is having a profound impact on the island. The destroyers are surging in record numbers, and there's been a marked increase in the local seismic and volcanic activity. I've been trying to get word to Timey, but the atmospheric interference is wreaking havoc on our long-range comms. I doubt you'll get much use out of that communicator she gave you while you're here.
About the destroyers. We received word that they've been exhibiting new abilities. Changed somehow. I'm here to gather samples to confirm the report. Where should I begin my search?
Not long ago, we sent a scout east to locate a nest. I'd begin your search there.
So we can go ahead and find Researcher Twelly, but really quickly, I want to go ahead and just start training our next ancient magic of thermal propulsion, because we are now in this map, and I think we might like start learning it at like a specific point or whatever, but we'll just start doing it now so we can have it ready to go, or almost ready to go, where we have these thermal tubes here that will launch you across the map, which is incredible, but we can't do that now. Let's go ahead, head to the east, where we do have this very conveniently placed ley line here that is much nicer than some of the ley lines that we see in Heart of Thorns, where we can go ahead and just like hop right onto this. And this one is actually very special because it goes across the entire map, a map that is just so incredible looking with the giant volcanoes and skulls and whatnot. But here we have the slag pools as I get off of that, and we can see we have a task. Yes, tasks have made a return to Guild Wars 2, where the last ones we saw were technically in like Frostgorge Sound and Through Living World Season 1, Season 2, and Heart of Thorns. We haven't seen any, including in the last episode of Season 3, but now we see that these tasks are here, and they're special because you can do them daily, where you get special rewards every day for doing them, but of course you only have to do them once for map completion. Let's go ahead and just resurrect this, and we can make a little bit of progress on this task while we are sitting right here. But we do have our story mission that takes place here that we can go ahead and do, and we'll probably also progress some of the task as well. Where we have the researcher right here.
What do you want? I'm quite busy watching my work get repeatedly dismantled by monsters, so if you don't mind...
Easy there. Timey sent me. I'm here to help you retrieve those destroyer samples.
At last, support! I located a sizable destroyer nest, but the beasts ambushed me. Made a mess of my comms equipment. Help me deal with the destroyers and fix the equipment, and I'll get any samples you retrieve back to Timey.
Consider it done.
Let's move quickly. The sooner we're done, the sooner we can all retreat to a less life-threatening environment.
So let's go ahead, defeat destroyers until you find a usable sample, and restart a recording device, which I already started one over there. And I can see another one over here, and you can see vine-touched destroyers and death-touched destroyers. Where these destroyers are definitely different than the ones we have interacted with before in Guild Wars 2, where these ones do seem to be empowered by the magics of Zaitan and the magics of Mordremoth. But of course, Mordremoth was also empowered by the magics of Zaitan as well. Where we have this one here. We'll see how many we have to kill. Oh wait, we already got the sample. That's nice, but we should probably still kill some more to continue this task. And I probably won't be farming the tasks over and over and over like I did on my main account, since I don't really care about a bunch of random rewards. I only care about the story and whatnot. But we need 2 more cameras. There's probably one over this way with a big group that we can kill to get more task progress. And of course, as we do this, we will be getting experience as well, which we need a decent amount of. Clear out this edge, and then we can come back to this group. And we have a veteran here. More of a challenge, but nothing too bad. There goes that camera, and then over here we can go ahead and check out this camera. And then we can return to the researcher when we're so close to finishing the task. I think I might just kill a few of these here, and ultimately very, very quick to complete. And we can do it every day. And I'm somebody who really enjoys tasks in Guild Wars 2, so I really, really love this system, and it does continue into the future. But some people are less thrilled by it because they don't like tasks.
Well done, and thank you. I'll take those samples now. Rest assured, I'll get them to Timey at once. Oh my, that's not normal.
Not normal? How not normal?
Ember Bay's always presented powerful volcanic and seismic activity, but the intensity of these events is unprecedented.
Thanks to Primordus, I guess. The ground felt like it was about to come apart right under us. Are the islands in danger?
Given the dragon's presence, it's certainly a possibility. Unfortunately, I lack the proper equipment to know for sure. One of my colleagues was tasked with monitoring the seismic activity just east of here. He may know more.
I'll check it out.
Well, let's go ahead and accept this reward of destroying destroyers, and we can go ahead and continue with Igneous Breach, where we need to talk to Scout Torn. Let's go ahead and chat with the research assistant really quickly. You can see we can get a special map material with some karma, and we can buy this pulsating destroyer heart. Let's just buy it, why not? Which we needed for the destroyer weapons that we started with the last episode of this series. And we can also get this toughness, healing power, condition damage amulet if you really want, and you can get special mining picks that will give you unbound magic as you harvest things, which is exciting. Which our next story marker is up this way, but let's head south for a moment. We have this cave here, and I think there's going to be a point of interest inside of it, the Burning Grotto, and I don't think we're really going to come here in the future. There's a couple of events that take place here. There's a very special step related to Rorik's engagement ring that you can find in this map that I love a lot, that I highlighted in my top 10 rocks video a long time ago. And we got Furnace Chamber here. Let's go ahead, head out this way. I might have to fight my way out. Go ahead and save the script as we do so. And then maybe I should just fight this group first. We can clear the way, and then we can mount back up. And there's a ton of condies on me. Are those ones going to be running this way? I just want the condies off. Try to dodge that attack. And go into stealth. I'm on fire again. Maybe I should just run out. That might be the better plan here. Use my movement ability. And it feels like we're back in 2012. Which, of course, once again, Sea Living World Season 3, we still don't have the Raptor mount technically at this point in the story, but it is something that we are getting very close to now. But let's go ahead and continue north and northeast. According to the Priory, we need to be very specific about which direction we are going. And we can find way over here, Scout Torn. That's some sort of object there that we can see. And there's also some Saurians around here. Stonehead. And a script by the name of Third-ish Mate wearing like a pirate cap.
Not good, not good. Perhaps if I... No. What if, oh, this miserable device. Please tell me how to activate it.
No! Smelly Asura will ruin everything! Leave it to Script, champions of Rockface!
What's going on here?
According to these Skrit, this device has something to do with the building seismic pressure beneath the island. If we can't figure out how to activate it, the pressure builds and builds until, well, as the Skrit say, pop.
Pop, pop, wee!
Or it may all be nonsense. I can't tell what these creatures are blabbering about half the time anyway. This rock face they speak of knows more. But they won't let me get close enough to ask how to work this blasted machine.
Let me talk to them. I'll get to the bottom of this.
I hope you do, Commander. We're running perilously short on time.
So we need to speak with the first-ish mate, and we can go this direction, where we can see what looks to be a boat right there, and there are a ton of Skrit pirates all around here, scallywags, if you will, at the Skrit anchorage. Where we have this waypoint that we should grab, and Rockface Scratch, where these Skrit are working for something called Rockface. But here's the first-ish mate.
You! What do you want with the rock face? Speak! Speak!
Let me pass. I need to speak with the rock face.
No! Nobody sees Rockface without Skrit say-so. Friends of Skrit only.
Look, I have to talk to this rock face you're hiding, and the clock's ticking. How can I earn your trust?
Help the Skrit. Yes! Save Skrit from fire. Arm Skrit against the destroyers. Become a friend of the Skrit.
I'll see what I can do.
Where we can go ahead and progress this task by doing very specific things, where we do have a bunch of destroyers around here that we can kill as well. But here's a weapon cache that we can go ahead and pick up, and I think we can give it to just any scallywag. Maybe it's specific ones. We can also wake up passed out Skrits. And I guess I armed a Skrit, I didn't even realize. Let's go ahead and kill this destroyer. I was wondering where the weapon I was holding went. But we also need to rescue stranded Skrit. So let's go over here where there's a weapon cache. And it's lava elemental. Oh, I guess you just interact with the cache in order to arm the Skrit. Let's kill these two really quickly because they'll be a little annoying. And we do have a petrified stump that we can go ahead and harvest. We can get some unbound magic as we do so, and we'll get a petrified wood potentially. Not for that one, I guess. But here we can see some of these stranded Skrit. If you can glide here, rescue this, and then dump the Skrit into lava, I guess. And a very cool thing is that we're just holding the Skrit straight up, which is a very fun detail. But we can come to these recovery cots, deliver the Skrit, and they are now safe and sound. We'll just go ahead, go back to the island here. And since we are in the Ring of Fire, there is a ton of lava everywhere, and we can walk in the lava, but only for a short time, because we will start dying. We're gonna just go ahead and come over here where we can deliver another Skrit, and then let's rescue one more, and then let's go wake up some of the Skrit. And then we need to arm one more Skrit. And I've said Skrit like 50 times in the last couple of minutes, and it's now starting to sound like a very weird word. Here's this one delivered to safety. There's a weapon cache over there, passed out Skrit here. You can see they kind of have like defensive structures around this area. This Skrit is grouchy. They don't realize what's happening outside, I suppose. Here's this next weapon. And this Vine Touch Destroyer attacked us from afar. Immobilizes range fools. Vulnerable when chilled, which is actually really good for us. And we completed the second of 5 tasks. So we can go ahead and accept that reward. And we need to go ahead and wake up this Skrit. There we go. And we can go ahead and second to last or soulmate Bowels. We can go ahead and chat with you. You can see we can get a special mini if we really want it. I'll buy some petrified wood because why not?
I've done what you asked. Am I allowed to pass?
Good, yes, good. Skrit are safer, stronger. Come in, come in!
Talk to the dwarf.
Well, are you just gonna stare at me slack-jawed, or is there something I can do for you?
I'm sorry, but you're a dwarf. Or what's left of one.
And you've got eyes in your head. Bully for the both of us. And the name's Roban, not that you asked.
Didn't expect to encounter your kind out here. I thought the dwarves were wiped out in their fight against Primordus.
If you really want a history lesson, I can give it to you after I've dealt with the crisis at hand. I've got islands to save, and not much body to save it with.
Crisis? Is this about the earthquakes? What's happening to the island?
There's a torrent of magical energy building up beneath these islands. Energy that feeds directly into the volcano. My brothers and I have been tending to it for years, using 4 contraptions to release the pressure and delay an eruption. Then Primordus and the blasted destroyers turned up, wrecked the machines, killed the other dwarves. Almost did me in 2, but I'm still standing, in a manner of speaking.
And if those machines aren't reactivated soon...
Then the islands will blow, and the destroyers... Well, I'd prefer not to think about that.
I saw one of the contraptions just outside. How can I activate it? If what you say is true, we need to move fast.
The machines were built with us dwarves in mind. It won't respond to anyone else. Unless... Ah, I've got it. Take my thumb.
Your thumb?
Yes, on the ground there. Use it to activate the machines. That's one upside to getting blown to bits. I'm partially portable. You may want to move quickly. It's been a while since the machines were run. The islands don't have much time.
So we can go ahead and retrieve the dwarf's thumb, which is crazy to see a second dwarf in Guild Wars 2, because of course we know Ogden Stonehealer, and now we see Robin. But we can go ahead and pick up his thumb right here. And this is going to sit in our inventory forever. Like, actually forever. I still have it on my main character. But we can also see this Mersat token here that we can collect. Where this is a scavenger hunt where we can get 40 tokens located all around the map. And this is just a massive scavenger hunt that takes you all across the map into some very difficult areas as well that we probably won't ever be completing. But it's cool to see a Mersat token because of course we know from the original Guild Wars there were a ton of Mersat located around the Ring of Fire, which this location was the final area that you went to during the Prophecies campaign as you fought the Mersat and also the Titans and Vizier Kilbron, of course. But now that we have this dwarf's thumb that is just sitting in our inventory, we can go ahead and run back this way where we have the Asuran Scout Torn with that Skrit Pirate, and we have now interacted a lot with the Skrit of this map, which is kind of just a crazy thing. This entire map is kind of just crazy, but here is the Scout.
I just met with Rockface, the remnants of a stone dwarf, if you can believe it.
A dwarf? Astounding. And did this dwarf shed any light on our predicament?
If these machines aren't activated soon, the swell of magic beneath the islands will cause a cataclysmic eruption. They require a dwarven touch to activate. Fortunately, the dwarf gave me his thumb.
His thumb? That's disturbing. But logical, I suppose. I figured there had to be some knack to it. Being that the dwarf entrusted you with... itself, I'll let you do the honors. That appears to have worked! And to think, all this time all I needed was a discarded stone thumb.
The dwarf mentioned that there are 4 of these contraptions around the island. Do you know where the others are?
4 of them, eh? Well, I believe one of the other researchers spotted a similar contraption on the western coast. There's another inside the caldera. As for the 4th, I'm not sure. One of the others might know. Good luck, Commander.
And we have now completed Igneous Breach, where next we have Trip to the Circus, head to the western part of the island, where we are kind of towards the eastern part right now, but let's go ahead and just make our way all the way this way, where we can go back towards the central part with this very cool volcano. And there are a ton of volcanoes all around here, including this massive one right there. And we have the magma outlet point of interest that we just got, one of 23 in this map. Where this map is definitely, you know, a bit on the smaller end when you compare it to a map like Tangle Depths, but it is bigger than Bloodstone Fen, and I think largely it is a good size of a map. And it's really cool to see with Living World Season 3 that we got a map with every single episode compared to Living World Season 2, we have Cammy's journal here that I'll go ahead and just click through really quickly if you want to pause and read. But with Living World Season 2, we saw the first 4 episodes were connected to Dry Top, and the second 4 were connected to the Silver Wastes, where now we have each episode connected to one map. There's a script stash there. We got the Pedestal of Flames point of interest, and there are a ton of destroyers around here. And of course, I love seeing the ocean and whatnot around here, but as we navigate further this way, we can see what appears to be some more ships, some shipwrecks.
A village? All the way out here, a circus on the Fire Islands. This definitely merits investigation.
And some sort of circus with a bunch of castaways all around here.
A customer! A real customer! Hold on just a minute. I'm not prepared. Welcome to Ember Bay's one and only circus, where you'll witness the grandest marvels Tyria has to offer. Want to buy a ticket?
No time right now. I'm looking for an ancient device, dwarven in make. There's supposed to be one nearby. Do you know it?
Searching for antiquity, eh? We've got a piece that may interest you. Not sure it's dwarven, but it sure is old. I might be convinced to let you in free of charge if you give me a hand with my chores. Otherwise, ticket holders only.
Here's my ticket. If you don't grant me access to that machine, the Fire Islands will erupt, taking your circus with it.
I guess we can overlook protocol for today. Go on in. Behold one of Ember Bay's greatest mysteries.
So we have a portal in here that we can run into. That's going to teleport us all the way up here, where we can see one of these machines that we can activate.
2 more machines to find. Next on the list, the caldera.
And then we can go to the caldera next. But I think we can spend a little bit more time around the circus. Of course, this was a pretty easy story step where we didn't really have to do the task, but there is a task around here that we can do. We got the Titan's Perch point of interest, and I think it's probably important so that we get to the waypoint down here as well, just so that we can have it unlocked. And we can go ahead and get to this vista as well. I don't think we've gotten any of the vistas yet. There is one down at the start of the map that I did skip over on accident. Just absolutely crazy to see, but we can also see some vegetation around here, which is very, very exciting. And we can also see up there is a convenience pass location that you can spend some gems in order to unlock if you really want a convenience pass and don't want to use locations like Lion's Arch, where you can teleport directly to this place and whatnot. At the barrier spires, I also see that there are some waves that are really, really cool looking. But let's go ahead, come over here and try to complete this task pretty quickly, where we have these clams that we can go ahead and interact with to get some valuable pearls, and we have some valuable eggs as well. And there are a ton of saurians all around here. Back there is a rock drake broodmother, kind of like how there are in Saltson Cove, so it's cool to see those. Let's go ahead, deliver this, jump up here. And then I think we could maybe drop back down. We'll have to go further up in a moment. Let's get this egg. And then over here. I think this is one of my lesser favorites of the tasks in this map, just because it feels a little bit longer than the other ones. Go ahead and hop onto this mushroom, which drops us in that mushroom, which then drops us in this mushroom, so just which then drops us in that mushroom. Up to here, we have this nest, a scrit stash, which we need to get things back from the scrit area in order to open it. Let's go ahead and drop down here to this nest, where we can search, find nothing. But we got the Osprey Aries. And then I was trying to hop into this ley line, but if we jump onto here, oh, not quite high up enough. You can see a sloth feeder. We have some rolling devils that I can go ahead and deal with very quickly. I think if we come over here to this updraft, this should be high enough to get us over towards this vista where we can interact with that. I don't know what that was. But then this will want... Ooh, that was awful on my part. Okay, let's go back up here. And then over to here. I got scared because it just started like dropping me down super fast. We can get this egg. Nothing at that nest. How about this nest? And we have the vista over here, of course, right next to a nest that maybe has something in it. And we'll have to sit for a second and wait for the birds to stop attacking us just so we can look at it. Another very cool vista as well. But then we can drop down here and basically just continue doing what I have been doing in order to finish this task. Okay, I have a ton of eggs, including some large ones, and that is enough to finish the task. Where I can go ahead and double check with the task person really quickly. We can buy a circus voucher if we really want. We can get one a day in order to get some weapons, and I guess I could learn these recipes because why not? Might as well throw them in. We can train that, and let's run back to the circus really quickly just to check out a couple of things. Where we do have the ringmaster here who we can maybe chat with. Oops, this teleported me all the way up here. So I guess let's not do that. But we have this shipwrecked treasure here where we can see we can buy weapons for a ton of gold, or with the tickets we can buy them for a cheaper amount, which is just crazy to see. This is what the greatsword looks like, which is kind of a crazy weapon. But I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this episode good here, where I do hope you all enjoyed watching, and I hope you all are taking great care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time on the road of Tyria. Goodbye.